Hello and welcome to my master thesis presentation. So to start off, we'll go through the setup of this project, the background of the topic, why it's essential for the intended users, the problems it aims to solve, and the research that went into it. Then we'll look at the final product, how it works and will function. We'll look at the specifics, the key features, and the design choices that were made. And we'll investigate how this project will contribute to making its users' lives easier and its expected impact on society as a whole. And then finally, we'll discuss how this product scope could be expanded in the future. So research shows that traditional media use appears to be declining while reliance on online platforms rises. As information becomes increasingly digitized, it's vital to have digital media literacy skills, defined as the ability to critically assess, evaluate, and create digital content. Older generations are increasingly left out, even though they face specific challenges due to not growing up with this technology and not being digital natives. They're at risk of being left behind and less able to engage with digital media, impacting their ability to take part in everyday life. This issue is what drove this project and created this problem statement. How can we help older adults ages 60 to 70 still in the workforce to improve their digital media literacy skills to better access, analyse and evaluate digital news content? Throughout the project, iterative prototyping was used. So that's a method of creating and testing a product in small incremental stages in design cycles looking like this. It's a great way to quickly create products in less time with less risk and cost due to stakeholder involvement. And the method really helped keep stakeholders at the heart of the development, making it more human-centered and encouraging their input and investment in the final product. And in total, there were 4 cycles, including the research methods that are listed here, which help refine features to meet users' needs and expectations, increasing the chance of them adopting and enjoying the product. After completing a market analysis of 3 current interventions, it was decided that the Massive Open Online Course, or the MOOC, was the most effective initiative. However, evidence users were retaining what they learned was a clear gap. Users also reported their own issues, such as being unsure where to access information, having difficulty using screens, losing interest in traditional courses, and that the content was often not relevant to them, as well as their expectations and needs of the product, such as it being accessible despite their location, it being engaging and fun, it being intuitive to use without difficulty, and having a set completion date for the course. From this research, I created Newswise, an educational app designed to deliver an online course with just 15 minutes needed a day and an expected completion date of 2 weeks. Users can learn in their own time anywhere they want with the added incentive of weekly deadlines to finish the course. Activities included involve different learning styles to be effective and engaging for everyone. An average module would include an initial learning section, followed by 3 activities and ending with a quiz to estimate how well users had learned the material. So here we have the home screen displaying a daily check-in streak at the top to motivate users to keep them on track. Then we have the current module with the bar for how far they've progressed, and underneath the ability to review previous modules. The review progress section allows them to review their mistakes so they know what to work on. On the second screen here, we have an example module made for identifying logical fallacies, which is spotting arguments often used in debating or reporting news that uses illogical tactics or beliefs. This skill perfectly demonstrates the importance of improving critical thinking in relation to evaluating and analysing news reporting. Stakeholders reported seeing their progress was very important, so here we have an overview of the logical fallacies module with the activities included, plus how many the user has completed in case they leave the app and they come back later. And finally, we have what part of the initial learning section looks like with a quick description of the strongman fallacy and why it's detrimental to political debate and reporting. In initial research, quizzes were highly preferred by participants, so the first activity is a Spot the Fallacy challenge, where the users have to read short articles and decide which logical fallacy has been used. This eases them into identifying the techniques on their own using a kind of game-like approach. The second activity here is a debate scenario. So for this game, users must actively avoid using the fallacies to complete the debate by choosing the right answer. If it's wrong, they receive a feedback page on why that answer was inappropriate to develop a better understanding. In testing, it was clear that users sometimes needed reminders about each fallacy they learned, so a glossary was included. This is a pop-up that users can access throughout the course whenever needed, split into module categories for easier access and navigation. Since older adults also face accessibility risks sometimes, the Web Accessibility Mobile Guidelines were used to create the app's interface. So the text size used is a minimum of 12 points for best readability. Each colour was tested to ensure black text could easily be seen against it, and all buttons are at least 44 by 44 pixels, mainly in the centre, to ensure that they're easy to click. Here we have what the personal profile would look like, and it lets users adjust the text size, ensuring the best accessibility for those with vision issues. Testers displayed clear preferences for different learning styles, so audio and written activities were included. The audio was created with AI voiceovers for 2 debaters that each say 1 line. The user has to decide which fallacy is being used in the argument by clicking and dragging the correct fallacy name, and of course subtitles are available for those with hearing difficulties. The fill-in gap activity was also included, where users have to complete the sentences. So by relaying information in these different ways, there's a greater chance that users will remember the content. If the user gets the right fallacy, their answer is also confirmed and explained, just to solidify why it was the correct choice. And to make sure users took on board and understood the module content, I had a 10-question quiz that was included at the end. In the final trial, the users averaged only 1 mistake, showing the module did actually improve their ability to spot the included fallacies. So how does this project meet the problem statement, and what does it contribute to society? Well, it provides a safe and comfortable learning space for older adults to improve these vital skills without pressure or judgment in their own time. It helps them build a better defense against spotting misinformation and any techniques used to obscure news reporting by improving critical thinking skills, therefore digital media literacy skills. It increases the skills that may improve neurological, emotional, and physical health outcomes for older adults, meaning it could benefit the health of these individuals. And finally, by improving their ability to spot misinformation, it helps safeguard older adults and maintain their voice in the political sphere on and offline. So there are many ways to expand the scope of this project. One idea would be to create a few modules specifically on evaluating and analysing health news information, because it's a major source of misinformation for older adults. Secondly, there's a lot of focus on younger people learning these skills already, so why not involve them so that everyone can learn together? This could help close the generational gap in the topic and open new areas of knowledge and experience on both sides. That's the end of the presentation. If you're interested in finding out more about the project, please feel free to refer to my blog, where I also have working prototypes. Here are my references in case you'd like to check out any of the supporting material. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching.